Do you feel like you have to start everything from scratch? Maybe a move to a new country or a new city, or you left your corporate job to start your own business. But for some reason, there is no success that you deserve. For me, the easiest thing to blame was my accent and the fact that I'm not from here in the UK. When I arrived to Scotland 4 years ago, I expected to start speaking with this kind of accent.
It becomes very easy because you have to practice so much.
Or maybe even something like this.
We're going on an adventure.
I love adventures!
But reality was different.
Mr. Speaker, I know from speaking to a number of parliamentary colleagues that there are still certain aspects of the estate, including the Northern Estate, that are not great for people with disabilities.
No, my accent wasn't terrible. But almost every time I met someone new, I heard the same question. I can hear an accent. Where is it from? People ask it politely. They were just curious, but when you hear the same question again and again, you start becoming very aware of your voice. I started thinking maybe I will never sound local enough. Maybe I won't become a successful entrepreneur here. Maybe people will always hear my accent before they hear my value. Why should people trust me if I'm not from here? And slowly this thought became a limiting belief, a belief that became a barrier inside my confidence. But the more I talked to people, the more I realized there are hundreds of accents around me. So in Newcastle, I heard Bo'olowa'a. And in Aberdeen, I heard Doric, which is actually a different language. And someone told me, Fit like, Fardiv bite. And it made me wonder, why should I worry so much about my accent when there are hundreds of accents and languages around me and people are doing fine? People are building businesses, getting clients, speaking on stages with all kinds of voices. And then I remember talking to a migrant entrepreneur at a networking event, and he told me, people are polite to us, but I feel they don't really trust us. We are still foreigners to them. And that resonated with me because I felt something similar. I had built a business, a successful business in Eastern Europe, but here in the UK, I was new. No local reputation, no strong UK case studies, no one saying, yes, I know Oleg, you can trust him. And for a long time, I thought that the problem was my accent. But after hundreds of conversations with entrepreneurs at networking events and conferences, I started to see something different. The problem was not only how I sounded. The problem was how I felt when I sounded differently. And listen carefully to this, because this changed the way I see confidence. People don't only hear your accent, they also feel your confidence. If you speak like you are apologizing for your voice, people feel it. If you avoid starting conversations because you sound different, people may never notice your value. If you avoid follow-up because you already decided they will not choose you, people feel it. And that is what I slowly understood. My accent was not stopping me from building a successful business here in the UK. My lack of confidence around my accent was. And the real barrier was not that I was new here. The real barrier was that I did not fully trust myself in this new environment yet. And when you don't trust yourself, it becomes harder for others to trust you. Of course, some people may notice your accent. Okay, some people may not understand you clearly. And in this case, you can work on articulation, clarity, pace, and confidence. But the real challenge is bigger than the pronunciation. The real challenge is the trust gap. Sometimes that gap is not only between you and other people. Sometimes the trust gap starts inside us. And I felt this for several years. I felt it at networking events and in business conversations, in moments when people were polite, but nothing happened after the conversation. And then I realized something important. You don't need to erase your accent. You need to build trust around your voice. Your voice is unique. It is a part of your story. And I'm still on that journey. I have moved from being a shy introvert to becoming a more confident public speaker, a marketing consultant and business owner. And just watching this video, how I got rid of the fear and spoke in front of more than 50 entrepreneurs in Glasgow in such an unexpected way. And I am growing a business locally in the UK and internationally. And not because I erased my accent, but because I started building trust around my voice. I started using my voice more at networking events, in business conversations, in talks and follow-ups. And that means speaking clearly. It means slowing down when the point is important. It means explaining what you do in simple words. It means listening properly. It means showing that you understand the person, their problem, their market, and their world. And it also means that you share your story. You share your background. You share why you came here and what you built before, and what you are building now, and what you have learned on the way. Because your voice is not just sound. Your voice carries your experience, your culture, your work, your courage, your journey. And when you hide your voice, you hide a part of the reason why people should trust you. So, no, my accent was not the problem. The real problem was the story I was telling myself about it. And when I changed that story, I started showing up differently. I spoke more clearly. I followed up more often. I shared more of my story. And I stopped waiting until I sounded ready. Confidence does not come from waiting. Confidence comes from action, practice, and proof. Your accent may shape the first impression, but trust shapes what happens next. Maybe your accent is not the thing you're worried about. It could be your background, your age, your career change, your lack of local network, the fact that you are in a new environment, but the lesson is the same. Do not turn your story into a barrier. Use it to build trust. And that is what this channel is going to be about. I will share how to build confidence, trust, and credibility as a migrant entrepreneur, or as someone who is getting started in a business in a new environment. And I will share how I use networking, storytelling, marketing, communication, and cultural understanding to win new clients here in the UK or internationally. Because visibility gets attention, but trust creates action. In the next video, I will share some unexpected takeaways from AdCon, a marketing conference in London, where I went to learn from successful entrepreneurs and marketers. And I'll share the key insights, what surprised me, and what business owners can learn from it. Watch that video next, especially if you are building a business in a new country, or a new city, or a new environment, and you want to understand how successful people communicate, sell, and build trust. Subscribe and watch this video. Thank you.